Let's jump in. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Venom: The Last Dance, the final chapter in the symbiotic saga. The story picks up with Eddie Brock and Venom on the run, hunted by both human forces and otherworldly creatures known as xenophages. These deadly monsters have been sent by the dark god Knull, who is desperate to retrieve the Codex, a cosmic key created by Eddie and Venom's bond that has the power to unleash him from his celestial prison. Forced into a desperate cross-country journey, Eddie and Venom must evade capture while figuring out a way to stop Knull's impending threat. Their adventure takes them from Mexico to Las Vegas, and even the infamous Area 51, leading to a devastating final decision that will change their lives forever. This action-packed finale brings a dramatic and emotional close to the story of one of Marvel's most beloved anti-heroes. At number 9, we have the post-apocalyptic thriller, Elevation. The film is set 3 years after mysterious, monstrous creatures called Reapers emerged from the ground and wiped out most of humanity. The only known survivors live in small, isolated communities at elevations of 8,000 feet or higher, a height the creatures cannot reach. The story follows Will, a single father haunted by the past, whose son is suffering from a severe lung disease that requires a constant supply of oxygen. When his son's oxygen runs out, Will is forced to venture down into the deadly lowlands with a scientist named Nina to find more. Together, they must navigate a world overrun by the terrifying Reapers in a desperate race against time to save the boy's life. This high-stakes survival film delivers a tense and creature-filled adventure. Coming in at number 8 is the dystopian sci-fi film Uglies. In a futuristic, seemingly perfect society, everyone is considered an ugly until they turn 16. On their 16th birthday, they undergo a mandatory cosmetic procedure that transforms them into a pretty, after which they can live a life of luxury and conformity. The story centers on Tally, a young woman who can't wait to get the operation and reunite with her best friend in the glamorous city. However, Tally's world is turned upside down when she meets Shay, a rebellious ugly who exposes the dark truth behind the procedure. It doesn't just change your looks, it changes your mind, erasing individuality and free will. Tally is then forced to infiltrate a hidden community of rebels, leading her to question everything she has ever known about her world and her own identity. This film is available to stream on Netflix. Number 7 is the gripping crime thriller 1992. Set against the backdrop of the explosive 1992 Los Angeles riots following the Rodney King verdict, the film tells the story of two families on a collision course. Mercer is an ex-con trying to build a better life for himself and his son, steering him away from the mistakes of his own past. He works at a factory, keeping his head down and trying to stay out of trouble. Meanwhile, a father and son duo of professional thieves plan a dangerous heist to steal valuable platinum from the very factory where Mercer works, using the chaos of the riots as their cover. As the city erupts in violence, the lives of these two families intersect in a tense and action-packed story of survival, loyalty, and desperation. At number 6, we have the inspiring biographical drama, The Fire Inside. The film chronicles the incredible true story of Clarissa T-Rex Shields, a determined teenager from Flint, Michigan, who dreams of becoming a boxing champion. Growing up in a tough environment with a neglectful mother, Clarissa finds her purpose and a way out inside a local boxing gym, demanding the chance to train in a male-dominated world. Under the tough but caring guidance of her coach, Jason Crutchfield, Clarissa hones her skills and rises through the amateur ranks. Her journey leads her all the way to the 2012 London Olympics, where at just 17 years old, she made history by becoming the first American woman to win an Olympic gold medal in boxing. The film is a powerful story of resilience, determination, and fighting for your dreams against all odds. Number 5 is the historical drama, The Return. Based on the final section of Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, the film tells the story of Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, who finally returns home after being away for 20 years fighting in the Trojan War. Traumatized by war and physically broken, he arrives to find his kingdom in disarray. His beloved wife, Penelope, has been a virtual prisoner in her own home, relentlessly pressured by a host of arrogant suitors to declare Odysseus dead and choose a new king. Now, Odysseus must reclaim his strength and his identity to confront the men who have taken over his home and win back his family and his kingdom in this gritty and human-scale retelling of a timeless legend. At number 4 is the Spanish action thriller, Extreme. The film follows Maximo, a retired hitman who is betrayed by his own stepbrother, Lucero. In a brutal act of ambition, Lucero murders their father to take over the family's criminal empire and leaves Maximo for dead after killing his young son in front of him. 2 years later, Maximo, along with his sister, sets a meticulous revenge plan in motion. When a troubled teen he has taken under his wing gets caught up with Lucero's gang, Maximo is forced to accelerate his plans. This sets off a violent and bloody war against his brother's henchmen in a fast-paced and brutal quest for vengeance. You can find this action-packed film on Netflix. Next up at number 3 is the action thriller Point Blank. The film follows Paul, an ER nurse whose life is thrown into chaos when his pregnant wife is kidnapped. To save her, he is forced to help a badly injured career criminal and murder suspect named Abe, who is under his care at the hospital. Thrust into a dangerous world he doesn't understand, Paul must break Abe out of the hospital and go on the run with him. The unlikely pair must evade rival gangs and a ring of corrupt cops, all while trying to stay alive and rescue Paul's wife. This frantic and action-packed film is available to stream on Netflix. At number 2 is the action comedy True Memoirs of an International Assassin. The story centers on Sam Larson, a mild-mannered author who has just written a fictional novel about a deadly international assassin. His life takes a wild turn when his publisher markets the book as a true story, and it becomes a massive bestseller. Now, mistaken for a real-life killer for hire, Sam is kidnapped and taken to Venezuela, where he is forced into a political assassination plot. Completely out of his element, he must pretend to be his fictional character to survive, leading to a series of chaotic and hilarious situations as he tries to navigate a world of spies and revolutionaries. This fun action comedy is streaming on Netflix. And our top pick is the fantasy action film, Knights of the Zodiac. The movie follows Seiya, a headstrong street orphan who is searching for his kidnapped sister. He spends his days fighting in cage matches for cash, unaware of the powerful cosmic energy, or Cosmo, that lies dormant within him. His life changes forever when he unleashes this hidden power and discovers he is destined to become the Pegasus Knight, a protector of the reincarnated goddess of war, Athena. Now, Seiya must train to embrace his destiny and protect the young goddess from dark forces who seek to destroy her and take her power for themselves in this epic tale of magic, mythology, and martial arts.